Hey, what's up, Ford people, Bronco people? Okay, so this is part 2 of the early Bronco AOD conversion. What's funny is originally when I built my rebuilt my C4 transmission, I didn't realize this book also covered the AOD, so I'm kind of happy about that. I don't have to buy another book. So AOD, so it's the Haynes Ford transmission book. Yeah, I'm kind of limited with time, so I should call a couple transmission shops to see how much it would cost to rebuild this thing. And I got a couple quotes for like about $1,000 and $1,200. And I was like, what? I mean, seriously, I can get a rebuilt transmission for like $850 already. So, yeah, I was like, dude, you guys are crazy. But the thing is, what kind of sucks is if I buy a rebuilt transmission, I still got to take it apart anyways, because to replace the output, the Dana 20 advanced adapters thing right there, you have to take the whole transmission apart. So buying a rebuilt transmission, it wouldn't go. I mean, you basically have to take this whole thing apart to get the advanced adapters on there. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't want to spend $1,250 to have this thing done. So. Plus, I need to do a couple modifications like this right here. I need to take out that vent and put like a. I'm gonna put like a 90, a thing where I can connect like a vacuum hose to it. So, like when you're off-roading and like heavy inclines, you know, if you just have a vent like that, the fluid is gonna leak out the back of that vent, and so what you don't want. I mean, that's you're gonna have transmission fluid everywhere. But so yeah, if you tap in or thread in like a brass 90, for a vacuum hose, I'm going to run that up to the back of the bell housing in the engine compartment and kind of lean it down so it doesn't actually pick up any water. But I'll show you that as I get to that point. But so yeah, this is a pretty cool book. I'm going to go through the first part of Disassembly here, and it says first part is to take off that sensor. And it goes step by step, which is pretty cool. You know, I'm gonna take out that rear seal, and then I'm gonna remove the tail house, then the governor. But okay, I'm gonna remove this tail. I'm gonna take this sensor off real quick, remove that seal, and take off that the tail housing. And I'll come back when I get to the governor part. All right, cool. Okay, we're back. So I got the tail housing off, got the safety switch sensor removed. One thing about these transmissions is that they're really complicated, but you should really keep all these parts organized, because there's so many parts. You'll see as I start taking this apart that they're just going to be everywhere. And one thing with the transmission, you want to keep all these things as clean as possible. So I'm going to label like these different baggies, and most likely I'm not going to reuse these tail house bolts, but just want to keep them organized because I'm gonna have a bigger bin, and it's gonna be crazy. You'll see. So yeah, at least with the C4, I know it was crazy. I couldn't believe how complicated these things were. So yeah, the guys that invented these things are freaking geniuses, man. It's crazy. Okay, so got that stuff off. Let's see. The next thing I got to do in the book is take my snap ring pliers off and remove the governor. And this was a ball, so I'm going to get another baggie for that. The governor baggie, and then come back, remove the pan, and start removing the valve body. So I'll get the governor removed and I'll come back. Alright. Okay, got the governor off. Put that away. Pan bolts. There's my box here, and zoom in here a little bit so you can see. Surprisingly, the transmission looks pretty good inside. I didn't find any. Well, so far I haven't seen any major issues, so good sign so far. Okay, the next step. Obviously, I've removed the pan. That will focus. And next step is to remove the transmission filter, and then remove the valve body. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I think that's going to be a wrap for today. I'll come back tomorrow. I only have about 45 minutes a day to work on this, so It's probably gonna take me a week or so, maybe more. But all right, so I'm gonna remove the pan filter and valve body, and I'll come back tomorrow. Cool. Hey guys, back here, day 2. I'm gonna finish the rest of the valve body here. And in the book it says I need to remove the accumulator. So the accumulator is, let's see if I can zoom in there. Okay, the accumulator is right there. So I'm going to remove that accumulator and I'll be back. Alright. Okay. Got the accumulator out, and just to be kind of like a warning, like when I took this thing out, it shot this snap ring across my garage floor and I had to go find it. So just make sure you put your thumb down on the actual cover to release some of the pressure, then use the snap ring pliers, because it would have seriously sucked if I would have lost that snap ring. So yeah, I got lucky. But okay, and next step is, okay, and next step is I'm going to remove the, let's see, it's accumulator. Next I'm going to remove the low reverse servo retaining snap ring by prying it up. So I'm going to remove the low reversed servo, which is right there. Alright, cool. Come back. Okay guys, now it's time to remove the overdrive servo. As you can see, right there. And go through and remove it. Alright. Oh, and that's overdrive servo right there. Alright. Okay, got the overdrive servo out of there, and next thing I got to do is there's another accumulator in the upper left hand corner there, so I'm going to take that out and bag it up. But yeah, transmissions, you know, it's not as complicated once you start getting into it, but it's like anything that it's pretty complicated. If you try to look at it as a whole, it seems complicated, but you know, once you start focusing on like individual parts, you know, and components, then it doesn't become so complicated. But it's the same way I fix computers. You know, I mean, I don't try to picture the whole thing, you know, because you can't wrap your mind around some of those complicated computer stuff. So you just gotta focus on individual components. But all right, cool. I'm gonna take out the accumulator, and it's right there. And cool. Okay, next step is to remove the throttle spring from the inner throttle lever, and then take a wrench and take off that nut, pull out the retaining pin, and remove the shift lever. So I'm going to go through those steps, and this right here. And then I'm going to go through and remove the remaining that rear spring. I'm not sure. This is like the parking paw right there, back there, in the back. And that's going to be it for day 2 and finishing the valve body. So I'm going to bag those up, get them ready, and then tomorrow I'm going to start with removing the insides, all the different drums and stuff. You know, the front cover, the pump. But cool. So far, not so bad. So, all right, cool. You'll need to get these, one of the things you'll need to do is, to get this thing out, the slide hammer, get a bolt, I'm not even sure what thread pitch this is, but gotta get that in there and hook up a slide hammer to it and tap this thing out of here. So I have this little piece that goes to my slide hammer, and hopefully I can grip it enough to where I can just get the thing out a little bit. But alright, front pump out. I'm gonna set that aside and just start tearing this shit out. Alright, just grabbed on the shaft and pulled out that front section right there, and I'm not sure what band this is, if this is the overdrive band or not, but band came out along with it, and I'm gonna just keep on pulling these parts out. I'm not even sure what these things are called, but yeah, another flange here at gear set's next, and we gotta take a snap ring out before that. But alright, cool. This thing is all torn down, and I have all the parts in a couple of these plastic bins here. Keep them clean while I close them up, and yeah, it's crazy that let me get back in. This thing is so light now, you know, I can pick it up with one. guys. A little Teflon tape on there. I'm just going to focus, and then I'm going to go ahead and screw this thing in there. Alright, cool. I'm just going to throw that thing in there and we'll be good to go.